Welcome to Aviana Yoga, coming to you from the deserts of the southwest of the United States. Beautiful open skies, majestic mountains, amazing cacti. This video is a long time coming. It's the second in a series for healing high hamstring tendinopathy or yoga butt. I had this injury for years, and there are two golden rules for healing yoga butt. The first one is do not do the things that caused the injury. And this one's hard because you got it probably doing the things you love to do, yoga, other types of exercise and movement. But if you continue to do the things that caused it, you will never get better. And I did this for years, I promise. Just a little bit. It's okay, I'm getting better. And then I'd feel that tearing, that pinching, that burning. That means you're re-injuring and re-tearing muscle fibers and you're not getting better. So that doesn't mean you should stop exercising. In fact, the second rule is strengthen. Strengthen the entire area to guard against future injury and re-injury, okay? So this routine is full of safe and effective strengthening moves that will not overstretch or re-tear. Having said that, everybody's different, and I don't know the extent of your injury. So if there's anything that doesn't feel good to your body, or if there's any pressure, back off, do a gentler version, don't go as deep, all right? Let's heal that yoga butt. Okay, optional props for this routine. A blanket, doesn't have to be a yoga blanket, it can be any blanket. 2 yoga blocks, and if you have a hard floor, maybe 2 washcloths, something slippy. If you have carpet, paper plates will work. All right, we're gonna do some hill slides. You just put your props to the side and we'll get started by coming all the way down to the ground. We're not gonna start in the seated position because that can sometimes be a little hard on the injury here. So when you come down, just bring your knees up, not all the way. We don't want to create that intense stretch here. Just bring your knees into your hands and just gently rock a little side to side, releasing tension in the low back, and just start to feel the ground underneath you. We're releasing and relaxing tension here, bringing awareness to the whole body. The feet come down to the mat and bring them as wide as the mat, and then allow the knees to just come in together. Then you can relax everything from the hips down. Relax your back. Adjust your shoulders so they're nice and comfortable. Maybe stretch out through the back of your neck. Your hands one and the other onto your belly. And then make any adjustments you need to be really relaxed and comfortable here, and close your eyes. And we're just going to start by softening up through the back and tuning into the breath. Notice your breath flowing in and out of both nostrils at the same time. The breath moving underneath your hands in your belly. Letting the exhale release even more tension. Soften to your hips, all the way to the inside. Feel your whole spine relaxing downward. Soften your face. And follow your breath in and out. Notice your body softening more and more with each breath. It's important all the time. And feel your body softening more and more with each breath. It's always important with yoga that you allow your nervous system to relax and bring yourself to some full body awareness. But when we're healing injuries, it's especially important that you bring this awareness So let's just bring a little bit of awareness and breath down to the injury, as if you could breathe all the way down. Bring some healing breath, awareness. And as you exhale, let the tension release from that area. We'll stay really mindful, noticing how we're moving through the body, and notice if anything that we do creates tension or stress in that area. So just breathe for now. Breathe down to that area. Notice if you've clenched or restricted anything around that area. A lot of times we don't mean to, but we react by creating tension in that area. And that's a normal body response to want to protect that area, but can actually cause more issues. So relax the hips, the glutes, the hamstrings and the quads, the belly and the low back. And keep that awareness in your body and gently blink open your eyes. And we'll bring the hands down to the ground at your side, palms facing down. And then exhale completely here, slowly and evenly. And on the inhale, just start to raise your hands up, slowly, slowly with control, going as far as your shoulders want you to go. I've got my blanket up here and that's perfect. That's as far as my shoulders want to go. On the exhale, bring them back down. If they want to go all the way to the ground, inhale up. That's totally fine. Listen to your body. There might be popping, exhale down, a gentle engagement of your abdomen. We're warming up the shoulders as we inhale it up. I'm going to move my blanket now because my shoulders are starting to warm up and my arms can come all the way down now. Exhale it down. 2 more times like that, slowly with control. Releasing the arms at the end of the movement and then exhaling back down. Last time with control. And if you can, just let your arms relax here. Feel that relaxation, that stretch into your armpit. If your arms are here, that's fine too. You'll still get the same good stretch. And exhale it down. Wonderful. All right. So what we want to do is engage the back down to the ground now. We're just going to open up the knees. So now they're parallel, hip distance apart, same as the feet, and walk them in. And we're just going to do a little baby bridge. So the elbows go down into the ground, and we're going to tuck the tailbone that pushes the low back down, and then push into the feet. And we're going to come up just a few inches. Hold 1, 2, 3, and lower back down. The hips stay tucked. Release the back, release the hips. And we're going to do that 3 more times. Tuck the tailbone, push into the feet, raise a few inches. 1, 2, 3. Lower the back, release the back, and untuck. Tuck the tailbone, push into the feet, raise a few inches. 1, 2, 3. Lower, soften the back, release the tuck. Beautiful. Tuck the tailbone, push into the feet, a few inches off. 1, 2, 3. Lower back down, release your back, soften, tuck, and relax everything here. Beautiful. All right, we're going to keep this engagement with the ground. So it's not a tuck, but the same thing happens with your back. So gently push the lower back down into the ground using your abdomen. Push down. Your hands come down to the ground. You're pushing into the ground actively here. Strengthen your ab muscles even more here. And now we're going to do some gentle marching. All right, and that looks like this. I'm raising one leg and the other. And it doesn't look like much, but if your abs are engaged, your ab muscles are engaged, and your back is pushed into the ground, this does so much strengthening in the abs. Gets into your hip flexors. Keep breathing, nice and easy. Keep the abdomen pushed down, keep the back engaged with the ground. Raising one and the other. Beautiful. Now you can start to get a little bit higher. Don't go too high. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to do this again. This time we're going to go up, straighten through the leg. Leg comes down. Beautiful. Up, straight, down. All right, here we go. Keep the back engaged. The stomach muscles are tight. Keep breathing, no holding your breath. Excellent. Warming up the hips, the knees. Safe and gentle movement. Keep breathing. One more on this side. Good work. Okay, now I'm going to have you roll to one side and bring your mat. Just fold it up out of the way here. And we're going to get those paper plates, or if you have your washcloths, we'll use those. I have socks and that would probably be fine, but just for extra sliding, why not? All right. So come back down. And we'll come back into the same position now. So push that back down. Beautiful. Engage the abdomen, hands on the ground. And now I'm going to start with the right leg. It slides out till the heel's all the way out, and then slide back up. The important part here is that you keep that engagement with the ground. Low back pushed down, abdomen engaged, and keep breathing. Sliding one and then the other. We're warming up this entire hip girdle. Beautiful. Hip flexors, glutes. Breathe and slide. Lovely. All right. Now that we've warmed up a little bit here, I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of sliding on the towels, I'm going to just straight and hover. Straight and hover. Straight and hover. And what you want is to keep the abs and the low back really good and engaged so that all the work is happening here. Beautiful. Keep breathing. All right. One more on each side. Good work. Lovely. All right. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to straighten out through the leg, get that little hover, feel all the engagement here. Beautiful. If you want, your hands can be pushed into the ground for support, and then we're just going to take a little pulse. It's a tiny, tiny pulse with the foot pointed here, and you'll feel it. Believe me, you'll feel it. And this is the good stuff. This is the strengthening stability work we need to get into to heal what's happening on the other side. So just breathe and take little pulses here. Beautiful. All right. Just shake it out. Release that tension there. And then we'll go with the other leg, whichever leg you didn't do. Point that toe, hover, and then take those baby pulses. Breathe here. No holding your breath. Keep your face soft. Don't clench in your jaw. Just breathe and take those little pulses. Push into the ground with your other foot for stability. Keep your abdomen engaged and the breath is even. Beautiful. And shake it out. All right. Now we'll go with the other leg, this time with the foot flexed. So find that hover and take those little pulses. And you'll see this engages completely different muscles. It gets a little bit higher. It's a little harder to maintain. Just breathe. I know you're starting to feel this now. This is the good stuff. This is the real good stuff. Breathe and pulse. Breathe through your nose, in and out. Nice and easy. Lovely. And bring it back and shake it out. You can use your hands to give a little massage into the hip flexor area here, that hip crease. Beautiful. And we'll go on the right side. Flex the foot, find the hover, and then we'll pulse. Breathe here. Breathe easy. In and out through the nose. In and out through the nose. Good job. Keep it going. And release, massage. All right. And now get rid of your plates or your cloths. And we will put the mat back in position. And coming back down. Got a little bit more work to do here, so bring your knees up and just release through that low back. Knees and hands, a little rock. Breathing and make sure you're soft in your face, still not clenching. And we'll come back. This time, walk your feet in a little closer. And you can either dig your elbows into the ground or your hands can be flat. We're going to get into a full bridge this time. I like this. I find this digging into the heels, digging into the elbows, really nice and stable here. So we'll start the same way. Tuck the tailbone, pushing the low back down into the ground, and then raise the hips by pushing into the feet, push into the elbows, and raise those hips up. Gentle your glutes a little. You don't want to clench. You want to be able to have this upward motion coming into the front body. Breathe here. Make sure your knees don't splay out. Keep them hip distance, even with your feet. Push up a little higher. Breathe here. Nice and even. Keep your head straight. Don't look side to side when you're in bridge. It's putting a lot of pressure there on your neck. Breathe here. Push a little higher into your heels, push into your elbows. Beautiful work here. And slowly bring it down. The hips are the last thing to come down, and then untuck. All right, this is the last bridge work we're gonna do for this, so give it a try. If it's a little too much, that's okay. You don't wanna overdo it, but this is a wonderful exercise to help build this strength that we're looking for to protect against overstretching in the back. All right, same position. Tuck the tailbone, lower back into the ground, and then push those hips up. Beautiful. You can bring your shoulders a little bit under, your elbows can come a little closer for stability, and push into your heels. And once you feel like you have this nice sturdy bridge, what we're gonna do is keep your hips exactly where they are. Don't let them move. And we're gonna take some bridge marches. This takes a lot of stability. Give it a try. If you feel like you're moving side to side too much, just hold the bridge. The bridge gives you so much good work here. March, breathe, keep the hips even. Breathe evenly, in and out. Beautiful. All right. And slowly lower it down, hips coming last. And one more time, knees in your hands. Good work. These are challenging, but they're safe, and they build exactly the kind of strength we need. And just rock, releasing that tension. Good work, really good work. You take little circles one way, little circles the other way, and just make sure when we're in these bent positions that nothing hurts. Every body is different. This is generally safe, but listen to your body, always your body over what I tell you, please. All right, and we'll come to the side and roll it up. And we'll come up to all fours. If you have those blocks and you'd like to use them, you can bring them to either side of your mat now. And we're going to come to a tabletop. So if this feels at all bad on your knees, now is when you can use your blanket. Place the blanket under your knees. And we're going to come into wrists right under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tops of your feet pushing into the ground. Push up high into your shoulders, and then we're going to bring the belly up. That straightens out through your spine. Long through the back of the neck. Feeling your whole body here. A slow, steady breath. Can you feel your hips, your feet? Can you feel your whole body breathing here? Gaze at the ground in between your hands. Push up high into your shoulders. And exhale all the way. And as you inhale, the belly drops, the head and the hips float up to cow. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone and chin, push up into your shoulders, arch your spine into cat. Slowly inhale down into cow. Moving with your breath. Stretching into this a little bit more with each rotation. Inhale all the way, and at the end of the inhale, slowly start to come into cat. Really push into your palms to arch up here, and we'll meet back in tabletop. Beautiful. All right, you can just sway your hips a little side to side, tuck your toes, and then sway your hips back a little bit. We don't want to go too far because we don't want to get into this real bent, but we're just pushing into the fascia of the feet, warming up the hips gently here. And then push up high into your hips, and we'll bring the right foot all the way back, straight leg. Make sure you have your weight evenly distributed into both hands. Beautiful. And then just bring that heel up, even with the body. Bring that right hip, turn it down a little bit so your hips are parallel to the ground. Feel nice and strong from your hip out, back through that back heel. And then bring that left hand straight out. Your gaze is at the ground, nice and long in your spine. Pull from your fingertip through that back heel, pushing into your supporting hand and breathing as you gaze at the ground. Breathe here. Feel all that strength in your back body. Beautiful. Building strength in the glutes, the hamstrings, the low spine. Just breathe here for one more long breath. Slowly, slowly releasing the hand first, and then the knee comes down. And once again, just with toes tucked, sway side to side into your hips here, releasing tension. Beautiful. And then slide the left foot back. The right foot. That is the left foot. Slide your left foot back. And raise it high as your body. Roll that left hip down so you parallel your hips, high in your shoulders, even weight distribution in your hands, long through the head. Feel like you're making a long line from the top of your head back through that back heel, and then stretch that right hand out.
Beautiful. Push up high into your left supporting hand. Breathe here. Gaze at the ground. Slow your breath down. Holding and feeling that in your back body, all the strength. One more breath. And then slowly, slowly, the hand comes down first. And then the knee comes down. And we'll sway again. And then what we want to do is, it's a version of child's pose without getting into that deep hip flexion here. So we're going to stay up here in our hips over knees. And then just bring the arms out. And we're not going to go all the way down. Just so the head comes in between the arms. Breathe here. Feel that stretch into your armpits. If your head can come down a little lower, listen to your arms and shoulders. Lift up your head and walk your hands back under your shoulders. Beautiful. All right. Now, find tabletop. If your knees are hurting you at all here, take a break, take a pause, or find more cushion for your knees. All right. One more on our knees here, and it's going to look like this. Push up high into your shoulders. Find that straight leg back. And then lift that leg up even with the body. Roll the hip down, push up high into your shoulders, and we'll take some pulses here. Very good. Breathe long through the back of the spine and neck. Really little pulses. Just a gentle activation does so much work in that back body. Beautiful. Building strength in the hips, the glutes, the low back. Breathe and pulse. Stay pushed up high in your shoulders. Just a few more pulses here. Beautiful. And then lower that foot down and slide it back under. Take those hip swerves side to side. Roll through the spine a little here. Beautiful. And then we'll go on the other leg. Straighten through that left leg. Lift that heel up. Roll the left hip down gently. Push up high in your shoulders, long through the back of the spine. And gently pulse. Slow your breath down. The more exertion you have, the slower you should make your breath, the more intentional. Breathe here. Keep the pulses going. Gazes at the ground. Can you feel your fingertips pushing into your palms, up to your shoulders? Good job. Just a couple more pulses. Stay with it. And gently bring that leg down. Little sway side to side. Good work. Beautiful work. All right. Now, if it feels good to you, you can come onto your heels. If this doesn't work for you, this is another good opportunity to use your blanket. All right. If this is a little bit much, just bring a blanket. And then breathe here. Gently tuck the tailbone. Lengthen through the spine. The hands rest on your thighs. And we're just going to get into a little bit of a shoulder release here after all that time we spent working into the shoulders. So breathe here. Now, if this doesn't work for you, this position does not work for your body, that's okay. Get a chair or a seated position, any seated position that works for your body. Find your long spine, and then we'll interlace the fingers, push forward with the palms, and then raise them up as high as you can go. Tighten your abdomen, a gentle tuck of your tailbone here, and push up towards the ceiling. Push up a little bit more. Then release the arms and then cactus the arms. Squeeze back through the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Really squeeze tight here. Okay. Sway a little, twist a little side to side. Beautiful. Keep the squeeze going. Keep long in your spine. Keep your abdomen gently engaged. Make the twist a little bit bigger. Keep the squeeze between your shoulder blades. Good job. Okay. Come back to center, and keeping the squeeze, start to raise your fingertips up like you're trying to reach them up overhead while you still keep that squeeze. And then come all the way down like you're trying to touch your elbows behind you. All right, fingertips. And now we're not going all the way up and down. It's just an intention. A little bounce at the top, a little bounce at the bottom, squeeze back. Beautiful. One more time up, like you're going to try to touch your fingertips while you're squeezing back, and then like you're going to try to touch your elbows. All right, that should feel really good in the back, a lot of release. Now we're just bouncing at the bottom of that, and then we just let it go and shake out the shoulders. Bounce through the shoulders. Good job. Okay, and we have one more position here on our knees. So if you'd like, you can keep that blanket here. I'm going to put my whole leg on it so that only my foot comes off the back, and then grab the blocks here. And this left leg comes forward and through. And the blocks are just in case. They're not necessary. What we're going to do here in this low lunge is push into the ground strongly with the leg in the back, the foot in the front, and then squeeze your thighs together toward the middle line. And then also back leg and front leg, squeeze them in this way. So we're creating all this tension to start with, a lot of tension. Squeeze it tight. And then we're just going to sway forward and back just a few inches. Beautiful. We're building a lot of strength here. Keep the squeeze, keep the strength. Breathe and gaze forward. Hands can be on the blocks for stability if you need that. They can be on your hips. Keep breathing and gaze forward. Beautiful. Pushing the back foot into the ground, the front foot into the ground, and keeping all of that tension there. Abdomen's gently engaged. Gazes forward. Beautiful. One more time here. And relax. Release the tension. Beautiful. And if you'd like, you can use the blocks to switch to the other side. Finding your position on this side. Make sure you make any adjustments you need to. Never go without the proper alignment, okay? You can always pause the video. All right. And once you have your positioning on this side, make sure you get that nice tall spine. Squeeze those thighs in towards the center line. Squeeze them front to back into the middle. And once you feel that strength, tighten your abdomen. We'll start to go here. Just a few inches forward and back. A lot of strength and stability happening here. And this dynamic movement, this loaded movement, does so much more for your body than passive stretching, especially when it comes to injuries that you got from overstretching, right? So keep it up, keep breathing, gaze forward, hands on hips or hands on the blocks. Listen to your body. Gentle, gentle, back and forward. Breathe easy through the nose. One more time and relax. Release that tension. That feels really good. All right. Now we're moving this blocks out of the way. Coming all the way down gently. Moving carefully through these transitions. And we're going to come all the way down to the ground. Beautiful. Scoot down. And once again, a gentle rock into that low back. And release just the left leg. The foot comes down. And this right ankle is going to cross over here. And now we don't want to get into a deep figure four or reclined pigeon. What we want to get into is something a little more gentle. So you can take your right hand and just push on this knee. Push your stomach down into the ground, engage your back, and push a little more. You'll feel that in your hip. You're opening up through this hip. So from the inside, can you soften and release and relax into that hip? And just let that stretch happen, cooperating from the inside, pressing on the outside, breathing gently here. Feel that breath. Soften your face. You can soften your low belly. You can push a little bit more if it feels okay in your hip. And then relax. Beautiful. Bring that foot to the ground, and we'll do the same on the other side. And now this might feel very different, so listen to your body. The hips are usually very different in their flexibility and holdings. So just use your left hand, press on that knee, push your belly down into the ground, really engage your low back with the ground and push a little bit more. And now soften from the inside here. Soften the whole hip flexor, glutes. And as you do, you'll start to feel that you can push a little bit more, opening it up safely and gently. Keep the breath going. And use your exhale to soften into it even more. Now push as much as your hip will allow. And gently release that pressure. And now I'm going to use my blocks. You could also use a blanket or a pillow, or no props at all. You'll get the hang of what your body wants here, and it might be different from day to day. But just bringing those knees up as high as they were before, and then bringing them over to rest on the blocks. All right. Now the idea is that this right shoulder stays plugged onto the ground. And then if you want, you can look in the opposite direction of the legs, deepening into the twist, and then soften your whole spine here. And you'll feel this in your outer right hip. This is a really safe and gentle way to stretch into that outer hip without aggravating those hamstring connections. So just breathe here, close your eyes. Soften your face and your jaw. Feel your whole body relaxing into this shape. Cooperating with the opening and the stretching. Using your exhale to relax even more. One more breath. And if your head is turned to the side, bring it back through center first. And then bring one leg and the other. You can use your hands to help. Back through center. And if you used props, blocks, or blankets, take them to the other side. Bring those knees back up into your hands and help guide them to the other side. And then just make sure that left shoulder is on the ground. If it's not, if it's coming up, that means you're too deep into it. That means your legs just need to come down a little bit. But if your shoulder's comfortable here, you can take your head to that left side if you'd like. And then close your eyes and breathe here. Soften your face. Relax Relax your hips, relax your legs. Notice your breath. Can you feel your spine releasing, relaxing here? One more breath here. And if your head is turned, bring it back through center. And then one leg in the other. And one last time, just little circles here over the low spine. And just notice how you're feeling now. Make sure there's no fussiness in that high hamstring area. And we'll just bring our feet back down, wide as the mat, how we started. The knees come in and come into this modified constructive rest with hands back on the belly or resting at your sides, one or the other. And you can stay here as long as you want. You can also click on my 10-minute Shavasana video. I've linked at the end of this video.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helps. Like I said, 2 to 3 times a week. Just be consistent with letting that area relax and build the strength that you need. And I promise you, I have been pain-free for years now. 2 years, I have not experienced a re-injury at all, even though I do yoga and other types of body work. So there's hope. Stay with it. Come back and let's get this healed, right? So you can move on with pain-free movements. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me. If you love what I do and want to support me, I have a Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description. And as always, liking and subscribing, leaving me comments, all of these things really help with the algorithm. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Be well, and I'll see you on the mat next time.